Hello! Oh man, so, okay, we've already talked about the Taurus stellium that's going on of Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Uranus in the last transit video, so if you missed that, or if you just want a reminder of kind of the general theme for this next month, I really recommend you check that out. For today, I want to focus on the fine details of this stellium. So what is a stellium? A stellium is when we have two or more conjunctions in a particular energy, especially when they're really tight together. And so there's a lot of different stuff going on right now. Again, the overall stuff we already covered, but just kind of reminder, we have Venus conjunct Uranus, Venus is conjunct Mercury, Mercury is conjunct Sun, Sun is conjunct Uranus, Sun is conjunct Venus. You know, I know I missed one in there too. I think Mercury and Uranus I missed, I don't know. But basically there's a lot of different elements to this, right? A quick note on this I didn't quite get to. Stelliums in general are really make it or break it type times because all these astronomical bodies are congregated in one particular region of space. So that energy is a huge theme in all of our lives. So the opportunity to grow is incredible. Again, that's in that last video. For today, I really just want to kind of pen a love letter to, of course, Venus is in Taurus and is conjunct with the Sun in Taurus and Mercury in Taurus, even Uranus in Taurus, but especially the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. This energy, man, it's been so lovely. It's just been so nice to walk and get into nature. I know that in the southern hemisphere, y'all are moving into fall, but in the northern hemisphere, there's the spring energy in the air. But even regardless, all around the world, there's this Taurus energy is the heart of spring. Even if it's again, the zodiacal wheel, it begins with Aries as the first energy, and then it goes Taurus, Gemini, etc. So even if a person is living in the southern hemisphere, there's still this energy of, okay, newness, promise, even if season-wise it doesn't quite correlate, of course, but energy-wise, we're all experiencing this kind of newness. So I think what's really lovely is now in this phase, we're past the beginning. So for all of our years, we're really, for all of our personal years, because again, it begins with Aries and then it progresses, etc. We're now in a place where whatever we started with about 30 days ago is reaching a culmination point, reaching a point where we're getting really focused. And I think that's the greatest thing about that particular conjunction going on right now is the Sun and Mercury in Taurus. We're able to just very slowly but surely move forward in the direction that we choose. Whereas over this last month, especially when we had Venus in Aries as well, that energy is wonderful. Again, there's no such thing as a bad energy. The energy is wonderful for beginning things. But now it's like, okay, let's get it moving forward. And I think, you know, just in general, I think what's so cool is this Mercury in Taurus energy and the Sun in Taurus is, again, it's so much more calm, so much more relaxed. It's so much more eager to please, eager to be pleased. Whereas Aries energy is a little bit more dynamic, you know. So this is a great time to really just enjoy the material realm. It's always a good time to eat fine, healthy foods and to work out and whatnot. But this is a really, really excellent opportunity to get in touch with the physical body in a health way. Because if we don't, there can be a lot of challenge actually, because we have the Venus in Taurus and also it being conjunct with the Sun in particular, although conjunct Mercury to some extent as well, that's a factor here, but mainly Sun conjunct Venus in Taurus. If we are not enjoying the lovely pleasures of working out and eating well and staying calm and you know, wearing fine fabrics and whatever else, feeling good, you know, feeling like oh, I like my appearance, etc. If we're not doing that, then we're gonna fall into the other side of this energy, which is the unconscious side, the shadow side, which is being very unhealthy, not moving at all. Some individuals are just like, no, now, okay, to be fair, rest is important, rest is lovely, play is lovely, but we really want to make sure that we're not, again, falling into that shadow side of just addicted to pleasure, not seeking to do any effort, because, you know, again, that's not only not healthy for us, but it also is robbing ourselves of the deeper pleasures of life. when we work out, it feels good. You know, biologically, it feels good. When we eat healthy food, it feels good. And if you, you know, cook it right and with the right seasoning, everything, it tastes good. So yay. Whereas, you know, if you eat like junk food, fast food, whatever, you might get a chemical endorphin high or whatever neurotransmitter is involved with that. But ultimately, you feel like shit afterwards. So I think that's really the important thing here is focus on what you're putting into your body, focus on what you're doing with your body. And again, it's a really lovely energy as long as we're being grounded and we're in tune with this energy, taking care of our bodies. We have so many good things to experience while we're experiencing everything that we talked about before in the last video, where it's like this massive paradigm shift, slowly but surely. But I mean, then again, not even slowly in certain ways, just like huge leaps forward in certain ways too. So so yeah, that's really exciting. I think one last thing two last things real quick. So for today, we have the moon in Leo. That's going to be passing within the next 24 hours or so. There's not too much to talk about that, I guess. It is good to know, again, expressing yourself, as always. I'm wearing my red pants. Oh, you can't see him. Well, I kind of see him. Again, I think with this energy, making sure you're moving forward, because it's creating a T-square with all that Taurus energy and with all that Aquarius energy. So make sure you're moving forward in the direction of your highest goals, the goals that will make your higher self manifest. Speaking of higher self, I hope everybody had a nice 420. And I think the last thing to focus on is Mars is going into Cancer imminently. I don't know exactly when, it's probably within the next 2 days, but it'll be there for about 6 weeks. So we're moving away from this Mars and Gemini energy, moving into Mars and Cancer. We'll talk about this more when it's actually here, but it is right around the corner. I think in general, something that's good to stay focused on is to work, and even where we are right now, because Mars is right on that cusp, so it's still influencing us. I think the focus is to make sure, again, that we're not falling into it can okay, every energy can help or hinder, right? Other astrological transits, there are these different aspects going on. The thing to be cautious of over the next probably about 3 weeks or so, just to be aware of, you know, no need to ever worry about these things, but just to be aware, is with Mars in Cancer and then the Sun and the Venus in Taurus, to make sure that you're not reverting into an unhealthy cycle, usually involving food and or inaction. Again, I think these are the two things, is make sure we're putting healthy stuff into us, we already covered that adequately, and make sure that we are actually moving forward. That's a big challenge for Mars in Cancer. Ironically, it can be one of the most tenacious, ambitious energies possible. So when we're all experiencing it at the same time, like we will be, even right now, actually, in the last couple of days, and then for the next 6 weeks, especially the next 6 weeks, we're able to move forward so much, but that's only if we get through the fear first and foremost. I'll be reminding us over the next 6 weeks about this, but it's really important to be thinking about this now, because basically, with all of these massive T-square, not even the T-square, the square between Aquarius and Taurus, it's going to be those who actually put forth the effort with the vision, steadily and surely, who reap the incredible benefits that are available here. And those who aren't in as an aware place of what, you know, oh, this is what my life's about. Great, okay, cool, I'm going for it. I'm not gonna let fear get in the way. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be concerned, but not letting it stop you. That's the key. Those who don't, I think, are gonna struggle over these next couple weeks, and they'll find themselves being forced to start to move. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not pleasant. It's not fun, you know. Oh, a health scare. Oh, I gotta start working out. I gotta eat better, you know. Or, oh my God, I hate my job so much. I gotta make a shift, you know. Or my relationship is so challenging right now. I gotta, you know. It's, be proactive. Stay focused. Don't, you know, I think one last thing. When you start to fear, put that into action. That's your sign of, okay, I need to get moving. That's a surefire way to make sure you're moving forward. Infinite love to you, my friends. Namaste. Peace.